Hello, race fans, and welcome to New Smyrna Speedway for tonight's iRacing.com Northwest Tour Championship night here, and we are going to start things off with a tribute from Christopher Heim, driver to number 51. He will be doing a memorial lap honoring fireman Jeremy Stoke, who lost his life while saving others during the tragic car fire in Northern California last July. Jeremy was a mentor and friend to all. He was a fireman's fireman, and he will truly be missed by those whose lives he impacted. Christopher Heim is paying tribute not just with this memorial lap, but he is running a special paint scheme in memory of his longtime friend Jeremy. And Jeremy, we thank you for your great service, and we honor this night and this lap to you. And as Christopher Heim picks up the speed after his memorial lap, I want to welcome Justin Kolb to the broadcast hour. And Justin, it's our last night of the season, and what a season it has been.
Absolutely, and we already have decided the champion, but we'll get more to that in a bit. Going to be no B main here tonight, so everybody in the field, and it appears that it's about 25 cars here tonight. We'll double check that once we get into the race session, but everyone's racing tonight. It's going to be a great race here, 200 laps at New Smyrna, and this small little short track is sure to put on a lot of action here as Christopher Heim pulls it into his box.
So, what we're going to do things a little bit differently here tonight from New Smyrna Speedway, located in Smyrna Beach, Florida. What we're going to do is instead of a B main tonight, we're going to do things a little bit like we do here in the Northwest. We're going to run trophy dashes and heat races tonight, but we're not going to be commentating on that. We're just going to let you guys sit back and enjoy this one as if you were there, and we're going to sit back and enjoy it with you. Trophy dashes and heat races and such coming your way tonight at New Smyrna Speedway, much like we do in the Northwest in our actual season, which starts up here in just a couple of weeks. So gives these guys a chance to get a test run of that and get back into that rhythm. And we will be going back, or we'll be back for you in the A main. But for the meantime, sit back and enjoy these upcoming heat races. For Justin Kolb, I'm Greg Renson. We'll see you in a little bit for this A main.
And just a quick update for you now, we've moved on from the 4-lap dashes, 10-lap heat races now, and now we'll have the 4 cars hitting the track, the 72, 36, 48, 29, and 4. They will be going for 10 laps, and then we'll send the next group out, and it'll be another 10 laps.
And our heat races and trophy dashes are complete, so we've moved into a final happy minute session here for the last little bit before we go racing. Green flag for the final race of the night at New Smyrna will be in about 20 minutes or so. So hang tight and enjoy this final practice session. We go green in about 20 minutes.
Well, these drivers are unhappy because happy minutes are over, but we're going to join you from the race session now. We're going to switch over, so while that happens, enjoy these messages from our sponsors, and we'll see you right over there for the A main. Once again, green flag at 7:30, so we're about 10 minutes away from the action. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Do you have an old crap can like this taking up space in your driveway? Are you still holding on to your old high school whip? Did your aunt run off to Alaska with her boyfriend and leave her shitbox Cadillac sitting next to your house? If so, call Woffords Towing. They haul off junk cars just like these, and they even pay you cash for those old clunkers. So let's recap. We take your pile of crap, we put it in our state-of-the-art pancake maker, and we squeeze out all the cash. Woffords Towing and Auto Wrecking, 201 South Frontage Road, Wapato, 509-877-4944.
Pit Stop USA is the online motorsports superstore. Pit Stop USA has over 100,000 products from over 600 of the top brands in racing. From sprint cars to street stocks, late models to modifieds, racers everywhere have trusted Pit Stop USA for over 17 years. Racers nationwide trust the experts at Pit Stop USA for keeping them safe, and we carry the largest selection of driver safety equipment on the planet. Whether you're looking for a new helmet, a racing suit, driving shoes, or the latest in head and neck restraints, Pit Stop USA has the safety equipment to keep you safe from head to toe. Pit Stop USA is the online motorsports superstore. Visit us today at pitstopusa.com.
Hi, I'm Brad Morrison with MountainView Polaris. Tired of being cooped up all winter long? Tired of your old lady complaining about this and that? Let's give her something to complain about. Come on down and see us here at MountainView Polaris. We got a great selection on side-by-sides, ATVs, and even a few snowmobiles. We also have products for the kids. We've also been known to do a deal over a good old bottle of tequila, or hell, even a simple coin flip. It's always easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. So come see us, MountainView Polaris.
Tidricks Quality Transmissions. Come see us today. Thank you.
"13 weeks have all led up to tonight. Here at New Smyrna Speedway, it's championship night for the iRacing Northwest Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products. Fittingly, the Joe's 200 here tonight to finish it off. I'm Justin Kolb alongside Greg Rentz, and Greg, what a season it's been. Had a lot of winners this season, but we've also had one man absolutely dominate this series so far, and he's already clinched it, so he's got an easy night tonight.
Yeah, we're talking about, of course, about Jason Berg in the 21, and I think dominant isn't even a strong enough word to describe what he did this season. Jason Berg was on another level this entire season, just rattled off win after win after win. To be able to clinch the championship 2 races before the season's even over, because South Boston, all he had to do was start the race and he had it. And what a season it was for that 21 car. What was it, 5-6 wins on the year? It was just an incredible effort by that 21 car this year.
Absolutely. Well, we told you who the champion is. Why don't we go over the rest of the point standings here tonight? Of course, as we already mentioned, Jason Berg, your champion. He clinched it last week in South Boston with Sean Brightsman not showing up for that race, so that gave it to him. Obviously, he has over 1,000 points. That's a crazy number to think about. James Paulson will take over the second spot for the moment with 182 points back of Jason, and then Sean Brightsman lost that second spot last week. He is down to third, 198 points back. Bart Hector Jr. in fourth, a good ways off of third space, 236 back, and then a pretty good battle there for that fourth spot with Travis McKinney in fifth, only 1 point behind Bart Hector Jr. Then you got Seth Fraser as well in that mix in sixth, 240 points back, 3 points behind Travis McKinney. Then you have BJ Tidrick in seventh, 264 points back of leader Jason Berg. And that's really your best battle in there. These guys have one more night, or one more race to try and better their positions there, 4th through 7th. I think you have Christopher Heim in 8th, 313 points back of Jason Berg. Matt Hackathorn in 9th, 351 points back, and Scott Mann, 355 back. So 9th and 10th doing a little bit of battling as well. But Greg, the championship might be decided, but we still have a lot of guys trying to better their positions before we settle it all after the checkered flag tonight.
And the guy I really want to talk about with that is the guy who leapfrogged into second, Jameson, in the 80, because that win in the second race at South Boston was huge for him, as that win propped him up into the second spot. 2 wins on the year for the number 80, Martinsville and South Boston, both of which coming in the dual format. So a very impressive season for James Paulson, and here he is late in the year running second in points. He's going to have to hold off Brightsman, so I'm kind of curious what that 80 car is going to do tonight to try to seal out the second place.
Absolutely. Currently sitting 7th on the speed charts. See what he can do in the race. And obviously, as you saw, there was no B main here tonight. Currently only have 23 cars on the grid, and we're about a minute away from gridding. So a lot of those guys actually working on their real race cars here tonight couldn't be in the show. So wishing them the best of luck with that, as always. But got one more race to decide it. A 23 car field. And we're getting really close to race time. And one thing to note before we do go racing, these guys cannot go all the way to the end on fuel. So about lap 50 to 70, there will be a caution whether it comes out on track or whether it is thrown by the admins. Those guys will be able to come down and get fuel. Of course, you cannot change tires, but that'll give these guys a chance to fuel up and make it all the way to the end on fuel. And that is really the only time we should see these guys coming down pit road, and that's the only time they would want to be coming down pit road, preferably.
Correct. So, like you said, Justin, about lap 50 to 70, expect a yellow for fuel only, and then once it is, it's straight on from then on. No stops, no nothing. We'll see how this unfolds, and we'll see some strategy maybe. We'll see some guys kind of hanging back, letting the race kind of play itself out and then making a charge to the end, or will we see guys using up those tires early to try to make a statement and then try to hold them off as the race goes on?
Absolutely. These guys kind of on all even footing. Most weeks they have a B main where some guys can get a little bit more track time than others, and obviously that's not going to be the case here tonight, so everyone's going to have a good understanding of the track with everybody else, obviously, since they ran those small heats and dashes as well. So everybody's got a pretty good idea of what this track has in store here tonight, and it should be great racing with all that known.
In on main event time, just a couple minutes away, final practice here at New Smyrna. And Justin, is it really a surprise to see who's at the top of the charts right now? Our champion for the year, Jason Berg, once again top of the charts here in the late stages of this final practice session.
Absolutely, just showing his strength. And the real question I have for tonight, and he kind of answered it last week, whether he's going to go all out from the green flag or kind of conserve his stuff a little bit. Obviously, he already has a clinch, doesn't need to worry about points, but last week he went all out from the start, and I have a feeling it's probably going to be the same situation this week, but we'll obviously find out once that green flag drops here in just a couple seconds.
Yeah, with a couple minutes left, let's see if we can dial up our champion here this season.
Well, actually, the session is just advanced.
Oh, nope, right as I said, we are beginning to grid up.
So we'll obviously talk to him before night's end, but we'll let him prepare for this one last race. We're getting ready to grid. We will take it to the grid now. And it looks like actually 25 cars going to be in the field here. Got some guys came in a little bit late, just didn't get as much track time as these other guys in terms of practice, so no harm, no foul there. Alright, so on the pole, by virtue of invert, is going to be Brad Morrison on the pole, and then Seth Fraser in second. Row 2,
looks like rolling off into third is James Paulson in the 80 with Mathew Kingsbury in fourth. Looks like Chris Meringue and Jade Williams are actually lined up on the front row, though.
Yeah, there might be a small issue with that flooring there that you're seeing on the screen, so yeah.
All right, Travis McKinney in the 48 rolls off in the fifth position. Daniel Masters is lined up in row 6. Sean Brightsman, Andy Fuller, Brian Lambert, and rounding up top 10, Matt Hackathorn in the 44.
Then you're going to have Casey Tillman in 11th, Shane Quinn in 12th, Seth Fraser 13th, Brad Morrison in 14th, Jason Berg, our champion, rounds out the top 15. Then you're going to have Bart Hector Jr. in 16th, Josh Robinson 17th, Adam Holm 18th, Brent Holloway in 19th, and Bruce Weaver right at your top 20. Good to see you, Bruce. Haven't seen him in a few weeks.
Christopher Heim, who, if you saw at the top of the broadcast, with a memorial lap tonight, racing in memory of Jeremy Stokes tonight, is going to roll off 21st. Sean Yon in the 33 rolls off 22nd. Rounding out the field tonight, Trace Thompson, Jay Tidrick, and Brian Payne.
All right. So one lap to go for this final race, the Joe's 200 here at New Smyrna. Champion already decided. These guys at this point, some going to better their position in points. Some guys just going out here to finish the season off with a win who will get to that checkered flag first? We're going to find out here in just a little bit. Pace car is going to pull off, and green flag is out. Chris Meringue leads him off.
Meringue able to get the big jump into turn number 1, gets the lead. Here comes Sean Brightsman. Remember, he's still locked in that big points battle with James Paulson for the second spot. Trying to get to the inside of Williams. Still all Meringue up front. It's Meringue leading it like a pace lap. He leads lap 1.
Jade Williams really loose off turn 4, and it was interesting that first lap. They're 3 wide in turns 2. How about Mathew Kingsbury making it up through the middle of Jade Williams and Brian Lambert?
And no surprise to see Kingsbury showing speed early. Remember, he won the season opener all the way back in October at USA. Missed a lot of racing throughout the center portions, had some other issues arise, so it's good to have Kingsbury back in the field, and here he is showing his strength and showing why if he can run a full season next year, he's going to be a serious contender for that championship.
Yeah, the Jade Williams going the wrong way in a hurry, and the 29 of Shane Quinn almost got into him as well. It's interesting, a lot of these guys moving around through the corner. It doesn't seem like any of these guys comfortable at all heading through both 1, 2, 3, and 4. But Jade Williams going the wrong way in a hurry here.
And we saw in the heat races and in the trophy dashes, turn 2 seemed to be the problem for a lot of guys. So I'm not really too shocked to see some guys struggling off turn number 2, but that was really the only spot we had issues with. So it is kind of a surprise to see him having the same issue all over the track, whereas throughout the course of the day, turn 2 has been Calamity Corner. It looks like things have spread out to the entire surface now.
Yeah, definitely seen a few guys as Sean Brightsman almost gets that wall, and we've already seen a few guys almost grab it, if not already grab it, but it's really interesting to see. It just looks like these cars are moving around a lot more than really they should be, just whether it's loose into the corner, loose middle off, or whatever it is, they just don't look happy with how these cars are handling, but everybody's kept it straight so far.
Wondering if maybe the track temp has gone up a little bit since our practice session, because like you said, this is not common here in the early stages of this one. Just based off what we've seen all day, I'm almost wondering if the track temp went up a little bit.
Well, it's a relatively, and we didn't get numbers on what it was in practice and during those heats and duels, but the track temp is 89 degrees right now, which is still relatively cool for what these guys usually race on. So, kind of interesting. These guys are, it looks like I said, it's getting a little bit better here, but definitely an interesting start these guys had.
Yeah, so some good battles going on right in the upper mid portion of the track. I'm watching the 16 of Andy Fuller racing with Casey Tillman, Seth Fraser, and Matt Hackathorn. Another guy who missed a few races with some issues. Good to have the 44 back, as you saw right there. He broke loose off turn number 2. Good save by Ramathorn in the 44. Good to have him back in the field for the last one, but that car is definitely loose because he just got loose again off turn number 4. So the handling not quite there on the 44 here in the early stages.
Yeah, that's been one of the cars definitely had our eyes on, and one of the cars that just has not looked happy off either corner exits. But he's still holding strong there and trying to hold off this 29 of Shane Quinn as the preferred line down there at the moment. But interesting enough, I do see just ahead of them 3 cars who all ran the high side. One because there was a car underneath as Casey Tillman in the 92 and the 3 of Daniel Masters go to battle there. But those 3 cars were all running the high side, which is something I did not think we would see here tonight. But these guys experimenting early here.
And the guy that I'm keeping my eye on in this race, and the guy I'm looking for maybe to pull off an end of the season win, is one of the guys in this battle, the 02 of Seth Fraser, one of the Excite battery scheme here tonight. Seth was my pick. I mentioned it to you guys earlier in the year, or earlier in the day. Seth was my pick tonight simply because he's got a lot of momentum going. A win in another series a couple weeks ago, followed that up with a runner-up, and he had a runner-up finish here last year and came up about 1 lap short of a win. So Fraser's my pick, and you see him moving through the field. Seth Fraser, I think, is probably going to be looking for that first Northwest Tour win of the year as Daniel Masters gets loose right in front of him. That allows Fraser to get another spot on the outside, but Masters comes fighting back. But Seth Fraser, like I said, I'm looking for him to have a big run tonight and maybe try to seal this thing out with a win.
Something was up with Christopher Heim just a lap ago, got a little bit loose, and that caused some of the other cars behind to check up a little bit, but all good there at the moment. He's currently going the wrong way in a hurry, it appears, as the champion Jason Berg makes his slow way up to the front. But up front, you can see there, Mathew Kingsbury has gotten by the 4 of Chris Moraine to take over that spot, and those top 3 have really checked out from 4th place Sean Breitzman. It's a little closer than it was a few laps ago, but they got a good 2 seconds over Sean Breitzman in 4th.
Wondering if the racing that was going on between Kingsbury and Moraine, we weren't watching that. We were watching the big battle back around 5th, 6th, 7th area, but I'm wondering if those two going to battle was allowing Breitzman to close in. Now he's feeling the heat from Seth Fraser in the 0-2, and I think that's going to allow these top 3 to start pulling away again as Breitzman and Fraser go to war over the 4th spot.
And even if they run away, they do know they have a caution coming in about 30 to 50 laps for that fuel. So as they get side by side again, Breitzman and Fraser, this time Fraser with a better run, they know they have some time to be able to race it out and know that there's not too much of a panic with a yellow coming.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be too surprised if these guys start slowing their cars down a little bit. Maybe we're starting to see that with guys like Breitzman and Tillman, guys who are making moves early and then settling down, because just because we get fuel, we do not get tires. These are the same tires they're going to run this whole race in. So guys got to be smart here. How hard do you go in these first 50 laps? And I think we're starting to see guys maybe slow it down and save tires.
Oh, contact in the back. The
run.
36 of Bruce Weaver and the 48 of Travis McKinney get together, but somehow they both regroup and save it.
Not sure what happened there. I went and taking a look at it.
I think it was just contact coming off the corner, and Greg, I'm surprised we haven't seen that already here tonight, but we're seeing it here on the replay. Just the 48 coming up, and the 36 was a little low off the corner, and a great save by both of those drivers.
Yeah, great job by both these guys. And then Bruce Weaver, another guy who missed a few races. Good to see him back. Haven't seen him since Stafford, middle of the year, won by Kyle Lar, who's not in the field tonight. Kind of surprised to see the 22 car, who was one of the strongest cars all year long, not in the field. So definitely kind of an interesting night. Some guys who we haven't seen in a while coming back, and some of our mainstays on the tour not here for this championship race.
I'll show them the replay there. Got a little bit worried when I turned to my left, but yeah, definitely one of the cars that would have been a contender here for the win. No doubt, because he's strong everywhere we go, and sure, he was looking forward to this race, but unfortunately not in the field here tonight. Yeah. The up front at the moment, Matt Kingsbury finding some lap traffic with Sean Yon there, 24th position, as he'll begin to work past that lap traffic. He'll get all the way to the high side.
And a good move there by Sean Yon to go all the way up to the top to let the top 3 cars go there. But don't look now, because Seth Fraser is making a lot of headway. He has obviously decided he doesn't want to save tires, at least on the start. He is coming in a hurry.
And he got the wall just a little bit there. I was wondering where he was going to go with that lap car just ahead. He's been working that high side just a little bit. He gets by the lap car, and like you said, Greg, he is just about there to the rear bumper of these top 3.
So we'll see how Seth Fraser does here. Top 5 right now: Kingsbury, Moraine, Lambert, Fraser, and Tillman. Rounding out your top 5. Tillman, the Lucas Oil winner earlier this year.
Everybody seemed to work past that lap traffic fairly well. I don't see... They won't be catching lap traffic for a while after that 33, so this should be clear sailing for the most part, and that's what those leaders want to see. But Seth Fraser is basically there on the rear bumper at the moment of those leaders. He's just a few car lengths off of Brian Lambert. That's an impressive run he was able to mount.
Yeah, that X-Side Batteries Ford has a lot of speed under it tonight. I'd say I'm surprised. This has been one of Fraser's best tracks. Him and Bart Hector Jr., who set fast time tonight, they finished 1-2 tonight. Hector not really coming to the field as quickly as Fraser was. Fraser already up 9 spots, Hector only up 7. But long ways to go. But those two finished 1-2 last year, and I'm expecting those two to be up making a lot of noise by the end of this one, as Fraser gets a peek on the outside of Lambert for the 52.
And he will get there. Something happened to the 4, Chris Meringue there. Got him slowed up, lost about 5 car lengths off the leader, and that allowed Seth Fraser to close right up to the rear bumper of Brian Lambert. He's going to try to the inside. No, he will not. He will think better of it. Lambert goes a little bit high through 3 and 4. That opens the door for Seth Fraser, who cannot get anything done through 3 and 4 into 1 and 2. He will try and get the nose under there, and will be side by side through 1 and 2, and will get that position.
But that battle between Lambert and Fraser allowed Tillman in the 92 to bring his train of Shane Quinn and Fuller with him, and now he goes to work on the 52. Casey Tillman riding some momentum after that Lucas Oil win a couple weeks ago, but Fraser now going to work on the 4 of Meringue, but Tillman has gotten around Lambert to move up into the 4 spot. Tillman with a big run there into turn 4.
Well, I don't know where that run came from, but a back cut to the rear bumper of Seth Fraser. And speaking of to the rear bumper, as he does it again, just sails it off into the corner. Seth Fraser is to the outside of Chris Meringue in the 4. He thought about it a few laps ago, but now we'll work to the high side of Chris Meringue. Really working that high side better than I thought we could here tonight, and we'll get the position away from that 4 car, move Seth Fraser up to second. Casey Tillman trying to follow his momentum.
Yeah, but what I've just seen here is Shane Quinn to the inside of Tillman. What I'm seeing right now is that 92 is much stronger on the inside, because as soon as he got washed up the track for just a hair of a second, Shane Quinn was there, and now Tillman's struggling with some grip. So I think that 92 car is going to be a lot better on the bottom than he is on the top throughout the course of this one. So Tillman going to have to try to find his way back to the bottom, as Shane Quinn is all over Tillman right now.
Either that or make it work somehow. It looks like he's kind of doing that. He gets the momentum off the corner. It's just middle through. He can't do much. Oh, it's the 4. Chris Meringue gets a little bit loose there, and that's going to cost Tillman his momentum. But he's going to jump right to the back to the outside and see what he can do off corner number 4. Oh, a contact!
Oh!
They're both going to get turned.
And Hector's going to get caught up in it as well. The 52 of Lambert. Man, oh man. Boy,
Masters
Tillman had
involved.
such a good run on the entry to that turn. Don't know if Quinn came up or Tillman came down. Not sure what happened, but either way, we got a big wreck.
Taking a look on board here with the 52, I believe, of Brian Lambert. And he's wrecked just ahead of him. Wow, got loose, and I'd have to imagine he probably got hit from behind. You can see Bart Hector Jr. there. And there's really not a whole lot of racing room to go when something like that happens. These straightaways are pretty small, as well as the corners, so there's not a whole lot of places to go. Decent net code there between the 92 and the 29, so take another look at that one. This is on the back straightaway. Those were the 4 who lost his momentum, and then the 92 jumps right back out there. That was close, and I don't think it would have happened with the netcode, but either way, some contact was made, and got a yellow here on lap 42 of 200 here tonight.
And the guy in this incident that I'm most worried about is fast time to 82 of Bart Hector Jr. because he got caught up in that, and he got a bit of damage on the 82 car. So the fastest car in qualifying, and was slowly making his way through the field, but now he's got some damage to work with on that 82 car.
Well, it doesn't look too terribly bad, and I mean, he did not come to pit road, so obviously he doesn't think it's going to be race threatening, but just it looks like just a little crinkle on that right side, but obviously don't know what kind of damage that could have done suspension-wise or anything like that. So I guess we'll see once the green flag drops just how truly damaged that 82 is. But cosmetically, it looks like a short track car.
Good old short track racing here at New Smyrna Speedway. Top 5 right now under yellow: Mathew Kingsbury, Seth Fraser, Chris Meringue, Andy Fuller, Sean Brightsman rounding out the top 5. Justin.
Yes, sir, and what this is going to do, obviously, is going to bring everybody back up together, and they were already pretty close to each other, but one of the guys towards the back of the field is going to get them a little closer, and for the most part on that initial start, they were side by side for a good 5-10 laps, so they were pretty racy from the get-go. Should this be a double file restart, which I don't think it will be, should be pretty interesting as well. Lights are off on the pace car, so no, it will be double file, so gonna be an interesting restart here, Greg.
For sure, and this is a battle that we didn't really get to see a whole lot, but kind of one that I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Kingsbury and Fraser making up your front row. How about Andy Fuller, the 16, a good run for the road course vet, up here in the 4th spot right now.
Sir, green flag is out. Seth Fraser kind of jumped it a little bit, but gave it back, and he's going to lose his momentum as the 98 took off, but will easily slot into second. Your first side-by-side battle is Margheim and Hackathorn battling for that 4th spot. Somehow Hackathorn, in contact with Sean Breisman in the 4. Chris Margheim is going to come right back up into the field.
Not sure. There, he was battling with Hackathorn, and man, I just don't know.
I think maybe got contact with Sean Breisman, and I'm not sure what caused him to enter the corner that slowly. Man, James Paulson involved in that one. Hard hit to the 4.
And it looks like, based off the fact that everyone's coming down pit road, I believe this is going to be our fuel stop. Here is pretty much half the field has come down pit road. I'm going to go ahead and hazard a guess and say this is our fuel stop.
Yeah, close enough to lap 50, so I'd have to believe you are correct. Myself.
And not everybody went down. I'm wondering if just half the field didn't maybe realize that this was the fuel stop, and I think we're going to see the rest of them come down pit road here in just a moment.
It looks like the rest of them are coming down pit road, so... One car that has stayed out, though, is the 48 of Travis McKinney, I believe. I'm not sure. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not, because our scoring does show he came down pit road once, but I'm not sure whether that was for an earlier incident or not. He's looking like he's going low, so we'll see. He'll bring it
he's going to be credited with a couple laps led on the 48, and he's staying out there for now. Wondering if he's staying out to ensure that he leads a lap and then go down, but definitely not going to be risky because there's no way you can make it to the end on 200 laps on one tank of fuel.
Definitely not, and I'd have to believe that was probably to lead a lap, Greg. He's in a fairly tight points battle with Bart Hector Jr. coming into tonight. It was only a 1-point difference, so every point helps, so... what he does coming around this time on pit road, I'd have to imagine he's going to bring it down if he did not already.
He's staying out there.
Let me take a look and see if he did bring it down at any point.
Well, we have a quick update. Trace Thompson in the number 99 has disconnected, so it looks like the 99 of Trace Thompson done for the day, as has Brian Payne. He disconnected right off the get-go.
That'll leave 23 cars on the grid so far here tonight. 20 cars on the lead lap. And then the first car lap down is Daniel Masters. 1 lap down, as well as Chris Margheim and Shane Quinn.
So if McKinney did go in for a pit stop and got fuel just in 9 laps more on the fuel tank, do you think McKinney can make it to the end with those extra 9 laps already used up, or does that put him in the window where he might be in some trouble?
I'd have to imagine he's going to be in some trouble. Obviously, I don't know the exact fuel numbers here tonight, but I'm sure the admin has calculated it out with their 50 to 70 lap window there. And I looked back, and I did not see him come to pit road in the past about 10 laps, so interesting to see him staying out here. Lights
on the pace car are out. Bruce Weaver has been given an EOL penalty, so he was sent to the back. And looks like we're going to go green with Kingsbury up front. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on this 48 car and see what happens here.
Yeah, I'm seeing with this last stint, McKinney's been out there for about 11 laps, so whether he took fuel last time he was in or not, it'll be interesting to see how that all works. Green flag is out. Man, McKinney was on it. Pulls away about 2 car lengths on the 98 of Mathew Kingsbury.
And he's got some speed in that 48 car, but with everyone else having a fresh tank of fuel and McKinney having less fuel, obviously, not sure how long he's going to just run it all out until he starts going into conservation mode. Maybe he thinks he can make it the distance.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might be, maybe he accidentally took fuel last time, and if that's the case, you still have to question whether he can make it all the way to the end. I mean, it's only gonna be about 5 laps. Caution is out. Like the 33 of Sean Yon and the 3 of Daniel Masters around on the front straightaway. Take a look at what happened there. Wow. 5. Brent Holloway really threw it into that corner, and unfortunately Daniel Masters was unfortunately collected on that one. Look here on board the 3 of Masters. See some contact up ahead. Unfortunately, nowhere the 3 could go on that one.
So under caution here, lap 58 of 200. Justin, I think I want to see if I can dial up the 48 of Travis McKinney and see if we can't figure out what's going on and why he didn't come down with the rest of them.
Yeah, let's see if you can ring him up there, Greg, because that would obviously cure a lot of confusion here.
Hey, Travis McKinney, Greg Friends, 3YTV, got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Travis, we're up here in the tower, and we didn't see you come in with the rest of the field there. We were wondering if maybe you could give us some insight. Was this a strategy call, or what's going on?
I got a little damage earlier in the race, so the caution before everybody pitted and opened it up for fuel, I went ahead and fixed my damage, filled up on fuel, so I've been saving fuel under caution, so I should be good to the finish now. Gave me some track position in the process.
Yeah, that's what we were wondering, if maybe you came in earlier and got fuel and we didn't see it, and then if that was the case, we were wondering if you thought you could make it to the end, but you just cleared it up. So here you are, you're leading the way, and are you going to be saving fuel on green flag runs as well if you get a chance, or are you just trying to save it as much as you can under yellow?
Nah, only saving under yellow. Green's out, there's enough pressure that just try to save tires for the end and try to keep her out front.
All right, well, there you have it, race fans. Travis McKinney going for it. Travis, will let you go get back. Good luck.
All right, enjoy, guys.
All right, well, that definitely clears that up, and obviously he has enough comfort to know that he can save a little bit under caution to still make it to the end. And I thought it was only going to be about 5 laps, so that wasn't going to be a huge concern, but obviously we know that he'll be good to the end, so. And it'll be a single file restart this time. McKinney will be your leader, Kingsbury in second, Andy Fuller in third, Seth Fraser in fourth, and our champion, Jason Berg, rounds out the top 5 here, Greg.
Yeah, no surprise to see Jason Berg up in the top 5, and just slowly making his way up. He's plus 10 positions now in that 5 car. A lot of guys who started near the backs kind of making their way up there. How about Christopher Heim as we go green? McKinney out to a big lead. Like I was saying, Christopher Heim started 21st. He's well inside the top 10 now. He's in 7th, Justin.
Yes, sir. And just a quick update on Jason. Greg, I'm pretty sure they gave him the EOLs. They do every week, and so I'm pretty sure he started from the back once again. And he's worked his way up all the way up from the back. No surprise, obviously, but all the way up to the top 5. He's a magician with that steering wheel, that's all I can say.
This guy knows how to do it on iRacing, and this late model series has given him some track time for his upcoming pro late model debut in the Apple Cup in Yakima, Washington. 2 weeks from today, actually, will be the debut of Jason Berg in a pro late model, so no doubt this Super Late Model Championship he just locked up on iRacing going to give him some confidence going into Yakima Speedway for his first ever pro late model start.
Very well. Since the drop of the green, everybody's been about single file. It hasn't been a whole lot of side-by-side racing these first few laps we've gone green. Everybody kind of minding their P's and Q's at the moment. And McKinney, still your leader out front at the moment, looking on board from behind. That's the 98 of Mathew Kingsbury. Gets a little bit loose off corner number 2, but it holds on.
Kingsbury hanging about a car length back of Travis McKinney, not really making any aggressive moves right now, kind of just going to school, seeing what the 48 car is doing to maybe gauge his next move. But I want to talk for a bit about the guy in third, Andy Fuller, the 16, the road course ringer, as he's called in the Northwest Tour. Had his best run was at Watkins Glen on, no surprise, a road course, but he's a road course guy who just decided to run this series, and he's having a great run in that 16 car, running in the slot. Missed a few races in the 16. Good to see him up there.
Absolutely. And, you know, this track could play in a little bit to how road courses can race. I know Martinsville is definitely one of those where it's just basically 2 hairpins. This could kind of be a bit similar, the way you can attack a road course in some corners. So, good, like you said, good to see him in third at the moment, but it's looking like he's going to have some pressure from behind in the form of the champion and Seth Fraser.
And Fraser, the one all over Fuller right now, taking it again on the outside. This seems to be the line that Fraser likes in the 0-2 car. Berg, we haven't really been watching a whole lot so far, so we haven't really gotten a good taste of what he is doing as far as making his moves. But kind of hanging back, watching Fraser and Fuller battle it out and planning his next attack, with Hackathorn leaning back. And another guy who we're really happy to see back as he gears up for the 3-wide series. Good to see Hackathorn back for one final run.
Yes, sir. Look, yeah, me and Carlos definitely looking forward to racing him on track again. So, having a good run. And he actually struggled a bit earlier in the race. We were talking about Hackathorn, how that car did not look happy at all. He actually fell to the back at one point, 3-wide, and fell all the way back. But he's worked his way up, and looking like that car is definitely a lot happier than it was before. So it's looking like he's trying to go to work on Andy Fuller here.
Kind of taking a peek to the inside, battle for the lead, breaking out. Kingsbury and McKinney. Kingsbury taking a peek to the inside, but McKinney had a great run off turn number 2 that time.
He's still holding on to it. Kingsbury just behind. Do have a little bit of lap traffic. The 33 of Sean Yon just up ahead. See how they negotiate all that, but Kingsbury looking like he got a better run off the corner. Couldn't quite do anything with it. And look, it's looking like McKinney's diving it down into the corner a little harder, and Kingsbury is a little bit better off corner exits. So I'm thinking that the 98 is going to win this battle overall. Oh, the 33 is Sean Yon in the wall, but I'm thinking Kingsbury is overall going to have the better runs, as that momentum he gets off corner exit carries all the way down the straightaways.
But don't forget, he has less fuel in that 48 car than the 98 of Kingsbury and the rest of the field, so McKinney's got to be careful and not push it too hard, because we don't know when the next caution is going to be, because we are past the only guaranteed caution of the race. So if this race goes green for the rest of the way and McKinney can't pull away from Kingsbury and go into a little bit of a conservation mode, that 48 may be in trouble by race end.
Yes, sir. And it's a long way to the checkered flag, over 100 laps. So he told us that he was good a little bit earlier. We'll have to see if he was a man of his word on that one, should this race go all the way green.
He's able to fend off Kingsbury that time, but just as I was getting ready to say, here came Kingsbury with another shot on the inside of McKinney. McKinney again able to fend him off. Boy, that 98 car looks just so much stronger through the center of the corner. So I wonder if McKinney's just going to let him go and try to settle it down, save some fuel. It's a long way back to Fraser. It might be in McKinney's best interest to just let the 98 go and kind of go into conservation mode for a little bit.
Well, yeah, I think Kingsbury's going to have his best run here off this corner. I think it's the closest he's been so far. And like I said, he's just so good at middle off and not quite to the inside yet. McKinney doing a pretty good job holding him off so far, but I think it's just kind of a matter of time at this point. But as soon as I say that every time, as soon as I think that, he pulls away down the front straightaway.
Yeah, but like you mentioned right there, center of 3 and 4 into turn 4, I think that's Kingsbury's best shot. I'm kind of noticing that McKinney's able to hold him at bay a little bit better through 1 and 2, but it's this corner they're in right now that Kingsbury really is able to make his run. And you see it right there. He just gets a much better run through 3 and 4 than he does in 1 and 2. So, like you mentioned, I think that's going to be his move when he eventually takes another shot at McKinney. It's going to have to be in 3 and 4, I believe.
Absolutely, yeah. McKinney definitely better in 1 and 2. Kingsbury in 3 and 4. But should those guys get racing side by side, Seth Fraser about 2 seconds off of the leader. Should they get racing side by side, that's going to allow Fraser and Berg to catch right back up to them, as well as Hackthorne and Fuller and, well, really that whole train just behind.
Still watching that battle for the lead between McKinney and Kingsbury, and they're pretty much dead even through almost the entire track now, as McKinney seems to have figured out a line that works for him a little bit better through the center of 3 and 4, because that time Kingsbury's big move was the entrance of turn 3, and McKinney's kind of going the exact same line through turns 1 and 2, but when they get to 3 and 4, McKinney is much higher than Kingsbury. But in turns 1 and 2, Kingsbury is almost in the tire tracks of McKinney, so McKinney may have found something to work in 3 and 4, and Kingsbury's got to go hunting for another move now.
That's exactly what he's doing. I was wondering, because it seemed like he was getting a little bit higher and trying that diamond effect where you enter the corner a little bit higher and then really chop it low to get a good run off. And he went all the way just about into the gray through 1 and 2 that last time. So obviously he's hunting right now, but I think the one thing he also sees just ahead, there's been a lot of traffic that they're going to be catching, and I'm sure he's hoping that that might play into his hand as well, Mathew Kingsbury.
Yeah, we'll see how these guys negotiate lap traffic. And that last time through 3 and 4, Kingsbury got his run, and he got a good run off turn 2 that time. 1 car around there in the infield.
That's the 33 of Sean Yan. I thought I heard someone going around, and that's going to be a caution. I was going to say he's going to try and get spun around, but sitting on the track like that was going to bring in a caution.
And that is exactly what Travis McKinney wanted, because with him having a little bit less fuel, the rest of the field, he needs as many caution laps as he can to try to save it. So definitely with the pressure that Kingsbury was putting on, McKinney is going to be very, very happy to see this.
Yes, sir. Looking at the replay here, a battle with Jade Williams in the 53, and just kind of came together off the corner. You see Daniel Masters almost involved in that one. And that wouldn't have caused a caution just sitting in the grass there, but once you get stopped on the racing surface, that's when iRacing calls caution. Taking a look on board here on the 3 of Daniel Masters, and 1 car was going up, 1 car looked like was coming down just a little bit. And contact ensued.
Well, Jade Williams has been given the EOL penalty, so he will be at the back. Looks like Chris Moran given the lucky dog as he moves back around the field. And Justin, this is going to bunch them all together, and don't look now, but Jason Berg and Seth Fraser, who were pretty far back at the time of that yellow, now they're right back on it. So this battle for the lead just got a lot more interesting.
Yes, sir, it does, as well as Matt Hackathorn back there as well. All these guys getting another shot at it. And, I mean, should they not get racing? I don't know exactly what kind of caused them all to spread out, whether it was the 02 and 21 going at it or what it was, but it gives them another shot at it with the leaders right in their sight with just a little over halfway to go.
Joe's Racing Products 200 here at New Smyrna, championship night for the iRacing.com Northwest Tour. The championship has already been clinched by Jason Berg in the 21. Clinched that 2 weeks ago at South Boston, but still a huge battle going for second on back. It was between James Paulson in the 80 and Sean Brightsman in the 46. Not sure what the picture looks like at this time, but I can tell you that James Paulson is running in the 10th spot while Sean Brightsman is back in the 15th spot. So advantage Paulson in that category right now.
Yes, sir. As well as 4th through 7th, we're all having a pretty close battle there, only separated by about 30 points. So still got a lot of positions to be decided before the checkered flag falls here tonight. Like you mentioned, Greg, championship already clinched, but a lot of other guys racing for a lot more in this field.
Well, lights are out on the pace car, Justin. I think we're getting set to go back green, and we are going to get things going once again between McKinney and Kingsbury. Fraser and Berg in the picture as well. Green flag.
No surprise, McKinney on it, as the leader should be. Pulls away just about a car length over Matt Kingsbury, but expect that 98 to be right back on his rear bumper before too long.
Hold the phone, though, because Seth Fraser, who has shown a lot of speed in the 02 car in the early stages, now he's right up in the mix, but I think he may be playing the conservation game right now because he's not really making a move, not really losing ground to Jason Berg either in the 21 who's behind him, so I think Fraser, the 02, may be playing the conservation game as Kingsbury's got the run off turn 4.
That's the best run he's gotten all night. Couldn't quite hold it. It looked like he got a little loose off turn 4, caused him to slow up a little bit, but it's almost the same show from before that caution. These guys right back at it, and like I said, that was the closest he's gotten. Another 1 or 2 of those, and Seth Fraser and Jason Berg will be right at that picture.
Boy, Kingsbury right up the tailpipe of McKinney down the front stretch that time. He has given McKinney absolutely zero breathing room in this 48 car.
Got a little loose off turn 2, but he's getting the nose in there more than he has been all night. It's interesting at this, usually when you get your nose in there, you can usually keep it there all the way down the straightaway, where I've seen here tonight where these guys can kind of get the nose there, but then they lose their momentum off the corner. Probably how these corners are banked here at New Smyrna.
Halfway, Travis McKinney leading the way. Top 10 at the halfway point. It's Travis McKinney, Matt Kingsbury, Seth Fraser, Jason Berg, Matt Hackathorn, Andy Fuller, Bart Hector Jr., Christopher Margheim having a great run. Josh Robinson, another great run for him in the 47. And Casey Tillman rounds out the top 10. Kingsbury again took a shot there, Justin.
Yes, sir, and he's going to get there again. Not going to have quite enough run. It's interesting. It's seeming like that high side where McKinney seems like it really kind of pays off on corner exit. But Kingsbury still good in the middle off. It's just they both kind of just break even down the straightaways.
Man, the 98 so good through the center of the corner.
Loose.
But got a little bit loose there, but McKinney fights back again. And Justin, if you're the 02, Seth Fraser, you're watching this battle go on right in front of you. When do you start making your move, and when do you start actually making a play for this?
Well, I don't know if you really race any harder, knowing these guys when they get side by side, they're probably going to stay side by side for a while. You just kind of let them race their race. It's still a long ways to go, just past halfway. So he's got a lot of time to kind of watch this and feel it out. You see the Ford Chris Margheim there getting slow. He had just come off pit road. Looks like he's going to head back.
Yeah, Chris Margheim, the pole sitter, tough luck for him after leading some of the early stages.
Here we go.
But here we go. Kingsbury to the inside of McKinney. And this may be it right here off turn number 4.
That momentum, though, is going to carry down the straightaway for McKinney. It's just so close down the straightaways, but somehow McKinney is just a little bit better and almost contact off corner number 2. And this is exactly what I was talking about with Seth Fraser, as, wow, Kingsbury actually got it off corner number 4. We mentioned before that's where he was better, and he gets the position. Oh, Kingsbury gonna, or McKinney gonna give him a little bit of shot through 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, but like you were getting ready to say before that pass happened, Seth Fraser, as expected, right up there. Now he's joining the fray as he is almost to the bumper of McKinney. Now we got ourselves a battle.
Yeah, I think that was exactly what Seth Fraser was looking for. Like I was saying, he didn't really have to push any harder. He just had to wait till those guys started racing. And once they did, I thought they were going to be side by side for a little bit longer, but it seems like it doesn't really matter. He is there.
Yeah, so Seth Fraser may have decided that that was a long enough battle to set him up for go time, as he's kind of losing a little bit of ground to the 48 car slightly, but I noticed a couple laps ago he was taking a much lower entry and a much lower line through the corners as some lap traffic ahead of the 98, but now he's kind of riding right in their tire track, so did Fraser maybe try the inside and not like it?
Penny got the wall just a little bit off turn 2, and these guys racing past the lap car. The 33 is Sean Yon. That kind of separated out Fraser and McKinney a little bit, but McKinney coming back to the inside of Mathew Kingsbury. Couldn't get it done there. I'm thinking, I thought this was going to be a hold the white or hold the yellow line type of race here tonight, but it's showing me that a groove off in the corners is about where everybody wants to be, and that seems like that where you're getting the most speed from. Taking a look at a replay here with the 36 of Bruce Weaver. Got loose off corner number 4, hit the wall down the front straightaway, and he is done for the night, it appears. He has left the session, so was running pretty well in that 36. Once again, it was nice to see him in the field here tonight, but unfortunately it looks like his night will end early.
Well, Kingsbury was able to pull away from McKinney. McKinney got really bad loose off of turn number 4, the time before this one. That allowed Kingsbury to open up a bit of a gap. McKinney trying to fight his way back to the 48 car, but Kingsbury's got a little bit of breathing room. If you're Travis McKinney, do you go for it, or do you kind of go into a little bit of a fuel safe mode for a couple laps? Just, I'm a little bit too far back from Kingsbury to really make a move right now. I've got enough distance between Fraser. I'll settle it down for a couple laps and try to save as much fuel.
Yeah, I mean, if you're McKinney, I kind of feel like you already knew that 98 was a bit faster than you, so I don't know how much you can really push it here, especially since we still have a long ways to go to the end. I don't think you burn up your tires quite this early. Maybe if you're still up there towards the end of the race, you give it another shot, but I think at this point he just kind of needs to cool the tires down and re-rack a little bit.
And for Fraser, beginning to take a look to the inside more and more, so Seth Fraser may be taking advantage of the fact that McKinney might be going into that conservation mode, and he may make a move for second here real quick.
While all that happens, we saw on the screen there the 44 of Hackathorn and Andy Fuller in the 16. These guys have been going at it for ever since really the drop of the green flag that last restart, and even before that last restart. These guys have kind of had each other's numbers ever since Hackathorn got back up there, and it's been good side-by-side racing ever since. As you can see, Fuller got underneath, or is getting underneath Hackathorn, and just about side-by-side down that front straightaway. He's going to try it 1-2. Chris Moran there.
Back out. Yeah, he was back out before and almost right in front of traffic. He gets it going, but definitely not the way the 4 wanted to conclude his season.
Absolutely not, but Fuller going back at Hackathorn there. This is for the 5th spot. Side by side, dead even down the front or back straightaway there. Neither one really giving up quite yet. This is great racing.
Fantastic racing between Hackathorn and Fuller. Two guys who I think have been able to run the full seasons, may have been able to make a lot more the points than they. And Hackathorn still did make some noise. He picked up the win at New Hampshire early in the year, and that really kind of put him in a spot where he was in good shape to miss a race or two and still be pretty solid, but definitely not the way he wanted it to go. It's unfortunate that he had those issues near the final third of the season that caused him to miss a few races. But don't look now, because quick time, Bart Hector Jr., the 82, making his way into the picture as well.
Yes, sir. Just behind that battle, Bart in that 4-car race there in the points. So he's got a position that he wants to keep. There's only a point separating him and Travis McKinney here tonight, so he's got a little bit of work to do. Should he want to keep that position?
As you saw him with a big slide.
Yes, sir. He keeps it under him though somehow. But
sorry, Justin, didn't mean to cut you off. I just looked up and saw the 44 sideways.
Yeah, I mean, we had mentioned a lot here tonight that car didn't seem happy, and it doesn't look like he still quite has it underneath him. But Bart tried to get underneath. And like I was trying to say, he needs to get a little bit more work done if he wants to get to Travis McKinney there in second, try and keep that spot fourth in points. But it's definitely going to shake up a little bit tonight should he finish behind McKinney here tonight.
Oh. Battle for third going on between the 21 of Berg, 02 of Fraser, and 84 closing in. I was keeping my eye on the battle of two cars with my company's logo, Cascade Championship Wrestling, on both the 82 and the 44. I was watching that, and all of a sudden heard there was a battle going on for third, so I had to jump over to that. Fraser holding the spot right now. Berg, our champion, in fourth. Fuller having a great run in that 16 car. Can't say enough good things about the run that Andy Fuller's having right now.
Yes, sir. And I mean, not currently in the top 10 in points, but runs he's had this season could have very well been up there, and definitely has a fast car here tonight. Top 5, and looking to get a little bit more from the champion, Jason Berg, who really hasn't made a lot of noise here tonight in terms of racing for the lead as we kind of expect from him, but solidly in that top 5, just kind of making laps, trying to get that position away from Seth Fraser, and just doing what he has to do. He already clinched the championship here tonight, as we've already said. Just kind of having fun with this finale.
And just riding it out, just getting some laps. I won't be too surprised if he decides to make him run for the win at the end, but he's got to have some work cut out for him, because Mathew Kingsbury has pulled away from Travis McKinney. That lead is now up to 1.6 seconds as Kingsbury gets to the back bumper of Jade Williams in the 53. A lot of right side damage on that 53, but Kingsbury won the season opener at USA, hasn't gone to victory lane since then, so Kingsbury looking to kind of try to be the bookends on an otherwise maybe a disappointing season for him.
Yes, sir, but the one thing I don't think you can rule out is another yellow flag. I'm not quite convinced that we're done seeing that flag here tonight. Obviously, as we get later and later into the race, the more racy these guys are going to get, and the more likely we're probably going to see that yellow fly, as Kingsbury is trying to get by the 5 of Brent Holloway, trying to get past his lap traffic here.
Yeah, you mentioned Kingsbury doesn't want a yellow. He definitely doesn't want to be involved in the yellow.
I was going to say, man, I thought he was going to spin that 5 around the way he was getting at it.
And while all that was going on with the lap traffic, he still has put 2 more tenths on Travis McKinney since then.
Yeah, again, I think that he knew that Kingsbury was a bit faster than him, and really with how many laps they had, there was no reason to keep pushing it. Just kind of ride here, maybe hope for a late caution, hoping he was still in second, and see what he could do with that. But, oh man, race those lap cars just ahead of McKinney.
And another thing with McKinney is he's not falling into the clutches of Seth Fraser at all. That gap has maintained a solid 1.3 seconds for the last 5 laps or so. So no pressure out the back for McKinney. So he's able to kind of ride around for the time being. He's actually in a little bit of a gap more on Fraser. So McKinney, this is probably the best thing for him at this time, is to be able to kind of just ride it out, not push it too hard, and hope for a yellow. And I think if he can ride it out till the yellow comes out, I think then we'll start seeing him push the envelope again, because I think one more yellow, I think he may or may not be good. I'm going to lean towards saying I think he'll be able to just flip it in.
And don't forget, as man, he gets close there with the lap car, Jade Williams. He had to come in a little bit earlier, and he filled up. And obviously, you're mentioning him saving fuel, but the amount of track position he gained as well, jumped up to the lead, only has lost one position since that. He's done a great job of managing his track position and taking full advantage of that jump that he got and making the most of it.
Yeah, definitely taking lemons and making lemonade was the 48 of Travis McKinney, as he has turned it into a pretty solid run. He got up, led for a while, and he's solidly in second here as we're closing in, on the final third of this race. We're only 7 laps away from 3/4 of the way through this one.
We're taking a look at some of the great battles around the track. Saw there the 46 of Sean Breitzman and the lap car there of Chris Meringue. Now looking at the 44 of Matt Hackathorn. The 51 of Chris Verheim, that is for the 8th position. Also got back here the 92 of Casey Tillman and the 82 of Bart Hector Jr. That's actually ahead of that battle. Like Hector will get that spot away, but Tillman doesn't look like he's going to let him go away too quietly.
About 5 laps from lap 150 for Matt Kingsbury, who has absolutely no pressure out the back. 3 seconds back to Travis McKinney. So I gotta say, Justin, if this race goes caution-free the rest of the way, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say Kingsbury has it, but we're still 50 laps away. We got a long ways to go, and we could easily see a caution or two.
Yeah, I don't want to put the commentator's curse on Kingsbury, but he's got about a 3-second lead over second place. So I think it's, unless he has a serious issue, I think that he has it pretty well made at the moment. But we've, of course, seen crazier things. So obviously you can't hand the trophies out, can't hand the checks out before the checkered flag falls.
Definitely. Kingsbury, though, was looking so solid in that 98 car. And I don't even think he's pushing it at all. I think he's just on cruise control right now. Seeing this most of the year out of Jason Berg in the 21, but definitely a very solid run for Kingsbury tonight.
Berg, our champion, was working past a little bit of lap traffic. He and Andy Fuller got by fairly easily. Fuller catching a little bit on Berg at the moment. That might be a good battle here in the next couple of laps. Should Fuller be able to gain a little bit of track position for the 4th spot. They just got by 2 lap cars there. The 69 of Adam Hall, 53 of Jade Williams. Just ahead of that battle you're seeing on track between the 82 and the 92. 50 laps to go here. Kingsbury still your leader. Travis McKinney in 2nd. Seth Fraser 3rd. Jason Berg in 4th. And Andy Fuller rounds out the top 5 here in New Smyrna for the Joe's Racing Products 200.
I'm keeping an eye on the 48 of McKinney and the 02 of Seth Fraser, because Kingsbury is turned on the burners. He's pulling away big time, and Fraser is closing the gap slowly but surely on the 48 of McKinney. He just shaved another 10th off that last time by. It's now 0.6 of a second, the gap between the 02 and the 48. So Justin, it looks like Seth Fraser has decided it's time to go with 50 laps to go. If he wants a shot at Kingsbury, he knows he's going to have to go now.
Well, I mean, he's 5 seconds behind. Got to go. And the caution is out. Down. The 46 of Sean Breitzman around the back straightaway, as well as the 4 of Chris Meringue. I believe that's the 29 of Shane Quinn involved as well. Take a look at what happened here. It looks like it may have started with the 46 and the 29. Oh, the 46 in the wall off the corner just kind of reacted, and unfortunately the 29 of Shane Quinn was there and nowhere to go for him, it looked like. He's down the front straightaway. On board with the 29. And I think you're going to see this 46. Well, if you do see the 46, going to get the wall and kind of unfortunately collect Shane Quinn there.
So definitely a tough break for Sean Bryceman as he was locked in that battle for second in points, and that's not going to do him any favors as the guy he was chasing, James Paulson, was already having a better run than he was as Paulson was up quite a few spots on him. That's definitely going to hinder the 46 car.
We were riding on board here with the 4, Chris Meringue. Well, Greg, this is obviously not what that 98 of Kingsbury wanted to see, but for the rest of the field, that is exactly what they wanted to see.
Yeah, especially the 48, because now, like I mentioned, I think now, depending on how long this caution is, I think the 48 may be able to go the distance comfortably. I think we may see the 48 car really start going after the 98.
I mean, on fuel, though, he did tell us last time that he was good. But again, you know, racers can, they like to stretch the truth a little bit. So I'm interested to see whether or not that he was telling the truth to us. But in second and was getting chased down by Seth Fraser. So now he'll have a little time to cool down his tires as well. Obviously, the 98 and him were battling that run going on for a little longer, so he'll get a chance to kind of regroup and see what he can do with what will probably be 40 laps to go when we take the green flag again.
Well, Justin, I'm kind of curious. We already talked to the 48 of McKinney. I'm kind of curious what's going on in the mind of the 98 of Matt Kingsbury. Let's see if while we're still in the yellow real quick, we can dial him up real quick and see what his thoughts are here for this final 40 lap shot. Matt Kingsbury, Greg Rentz, 3Y TV, got a copy.
I do.
Hey, you had a great run going there and looked like you were able to turn the afterburners on about 10 laps ago in that run. Real quick, as the lights are on the pace car, are you going full on from here on, or what's going to happen with the 98?
Yeah, definitely. I was going hard there the last 40 laps or so, just to see what I had. So yeah, see what happens. Should be interesting.
All right, well, we're getting set to go back green, so we'll let you go. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks.
So that's Kingsbury. Yeah, caution went a little bit quicker than we thought it was going to go, but coming to green, it's going to be Kingsbury on the gas off turn 4.
And how about this? Jason Berg going to try and get to the inside of Seth Fraser. Caught him sleeping a little bit on that restart. Couldn't quite get the nose underneath. And that allows Seth Fraser to pull out just a little bit more.
Yeah, Fraser able to pull away from Berg. 40 laps to go. And Justin, like you mentioned, Kingsbury, he's not going away from, or he's not pulling away from McKinney, I should say, as McKinney is there. He is not going away from that 98 car. The 48 car has decided it's go time.
I almost wonder, though, if that 48 is better on the short runs than the long runs. He was absolutely dead even with that 98. That last time he almost gets the wall there. And was pretty well content battling with that 98 as the 02 gets underneath. But it seemed like on the longer runs, that car started to fall off a little bit more. That obviously could have been from how hard he was racing Kingsbury there for that lead, but I was going to say, it'll be interesting to see whether or not this 48 has that short run speed, but I don't think it'll matter at this point. Seth Fraser is all over the rear bumper that 48, and Kingsbury is loving every minute of that.
Yeah, we've seen the short run speed that the 02 car has all night long, and so he got a little bit loose from Berg, and this 3-car battle that could turn into a 4-car battle real quick with Andy Fuller back there, this is all got to be making that 98 of Kingsbury just have a big old smile as he pulls away. But this battle is getting really, really intense now as Fuller took a peek to the inside of Berg. Here comes Fraser again to the inside of McKinney going into turn number 3. And boy, I don't know, that 48 car just does not look good through the center as Fraser is able to get the exact same move. Whoa, he slid up the track a little bit, but Fraser's able to get the exact same move on McKinney that Kingsbury was, so the 48 car just does not look as strong through the center as he would like.
I'd almost have to believe that he's just charging the corner of the entry, or the entry of the corner so much, and it seems like it hurts his run off the corner. And we didn't really see it with Kingsbury because of the lines they were running, how much it was hurting him, but I believe that he's just charging it too much, and it seems like he's focusing on entry more than he's focusing on exit.
Yeah, but McKinney's got to like this, the battle that's going on between Berg and Fraser. But he got loose off turn 2, and that allowed Fraser to get right to the bumper. He's going to go right up the tailpipe of McKinney, and he's taking Berg with him.
Oh,
caution!
Out. Look at where that was. I don't quite see. And it might have been between James Paulson and 803. And got the yellow cone there. That's interesting that was a caution. He was not really stopped on the racetrack at any point, but taking a look here from the 80. There's some contact there with, I believe that was the 52 of Brian Lambert. I mean, he did stop, but he was still kind of rolling, so I'm kind of surprised that iRacing threw that.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe the fact that the cone went flying also played a role in the as they had set it up.
I don't think iRacing really cares too much about that cone.
Poor cone.
Got hit twice in that ordeal, so... Well, we get to re-rack him again.
Brian Lambert has been given an EOL penalty, so he will fall to a back on this one. And shootout time here in New Smyrna as Kingsbury, McKinney, Fraser, Berg, Fuller, your top 5.
With 30 laps to go, coming to 29. So, like you said, Greg, we're getting ready for what should be a pretty good show here to the checkered flag.
These the final few laps of the Northwest Tour season. Drivers already getting antsy for next year, but we got unfinished business. We still got 29 laps to settle it between Kingsbury, McKinney, Fraser, and the cast behind them.
And I think it's safe to say that this is about the time where you should probably start really attacking, because you're not going to have too much time here. 29, 28 laps. 27 when we take the green. It's going to go by very quickly. Well, it looks like the lights are still on, so make that 27 laps to go when we take the green.
And a guy that I'm not going to count out just yet is the 82 car, Bart Hector Jr., who's sitting in the 6th spot right now. He's been kind of hanging back there, got some damage in the earlier incident, but he's been hanging back. He was the pole sitter tonight, set fast time. I'm not counting that 82 car out yet by any means.
Will the lights go out this time? They will, so it'll be 26, laps of racing to go. Here when we take the green flag this next time around. Kingsbury is still your leader. McKinney in 2nd, Fraser 3rd, the champion Jason Berg in 4th, Andy Fuller in the 5th spot, rounding it out, the top 5. And I feel like at this point, if McKinney has anything left for that 98, he's going to have to show it now. 26 laps may seem like a long time, but here it's going to go by in a few minutes here. Pace car is off. Oh, Kingsbury waited a little bit longer, and McKinney tried to time that out, but still got a pretty good restart there.
Good restart by the 48 of McKinney, but I'm worried he's going to lose it all right there off turn 2. Something happened as he may have bobbled off turn 2, and that allowed Fraser to get right to the door of McKinney.
And he almost had that timed out perfectly. Unfortunately for him, Kingsbury left just a little bit later than usual, and that now allows Seth Fraser to try and at least get the nose to the inside. He's got Fraser and Berg behind him, all hungry for that 2nd spot.
Yeah, I thought we were going 3 wide for just a split second there, but they thought better of it, at least that time. But this battle for third and second is really starting to heat up now, and Matt Kingsbury's got to love that. Oh, they are going.
Oh, contact! Fraser goes around, upside down on his side, and there's no caution for that.
We stayed green, but 2 of the contenders washed up, and they drop back. That changes the entire complexion of this race.
That is insane. That car almost flipped upside down, yet we have no caution for that. Heading on board there with the 0-2 of Seth Fraser. How many times has Fraser gone on his side this season?
What was it, 3 last race at South Boston?
Oh, man.
But hey, now that we've settled down, Justin, look who's in second.
Champion looking for one last race win before it's all said and done here. Coming to 20 laps to go. If he's got anything for Kingsbury, he's going to have to show it now, but he's also got Andy Fuller right on his rear bumper.
Casey Tillman as well, another good run for the 92, the Lucas Oil winner 2 races ago. Just how impressive has it been watching Casey Tillman blossom as a driver this season? Just so much improvement out of the 92 car, picking up that win at Lucas Oil, and he's really taken that momentum that he's had and transferred it over to the Northwest Racing Series, the Xfinity Series, as he's had some good runs there too. Watching Casey Tillman blossom over the last couple months has been really fun to watch.
Absolutely, and a guy that we really haven't gotten to talk a whole lot about so far this season, and was kind of around the top 10 area earlier. Now he's in 4th spot, trying to make something of this with only about 18 laps to go.
Yeah, we'll see if maybe he can make a move on the road course ringer Andy Fuller. Time winding down on the race and the season here, but it's all Kingsbury up front.
Kingsbury, your leader, and then these 3 can't really quite get away from each other, 2nd through 4th. Berg, Fuller, and Tillman. Fuller has been right on the rear bumper of that 21 since the restart. Really, for the past 30 laps or so, those 2 haven't really gotten away from each other. I believe, yeah, someone just hit the wall, and is the 4 Chris Meringue, the 3 of Daniel Masters around as well. And Greg, we're going to have probably less than 10 laps to go here to finish out this season.
Well, would you have it any other way than a shootout to settle it?
Oh, wow. Another car almost going up and over the 3 of Daniel Masters. Shane Quinn hitting that one as well. Chris Meringue involved in that one. 3 and the 4 getting together there. On board here, the 3 Daniel Masters. He gets into the wall. Unfortunately, gets into the 4 Meringue as well. And this latter half of the season, a lot of them have tried to go upside down here with these super late models. Man. All right, well now I'm excited, because 14 laps to go, probably going to have 13 now, probably going to have around 10 laps to go here. Finish out this season. Shootout time, like you said, Greg. And if Berg has anything for this 98 of Kingsbury, we're going to see it here. He's trying to go out with the championship and the win here in this final race.
Berg definitely going to have one final shot here at Kingsbury. And Justin, these are 2 of the strongest cars all season long. Kingsbury, of course, unfortunately did not get to run the full season, but we didn't really get to see this battle a whole lot. We saw it in the Snowball Derby. Berg came out on top, so no doubt Kingsbury is going to be trying to avenge that one and try to seal it out with the other Florida race.
Yes, sir. Both these guys, one guy trying to bookend the season, one guy trying to win it all here with this final race. So these guys with, really wanting this last win here. Final race of the 2018-2019 iRacing Northwest Tour season. Setting up for a good finisher.
So it's Kingsbury, Berg, Fuller, Tillman, Hector, your top 5. Fraser, who went Herbie the Love Bug mode once again. I'm going to have to see if maybe we can convince him to run a Herbie paint scheme at some point next year, the way he's had his luck this year. Christopher Heim, Travis McKinney, Hackathorn, and Morrison rounding out the top 10.
So should the lights go out here, it'll be a restart with 9 laps to go. And remember, anything past really 5 laps to go, as the lights are off, anything past 5 laps to go, the race will be over. We will not be able to get going green again. The race would end under caution. So, hoping to see green flag racing to the end. Once again, it is Kingsbury, your leader. The champion, Jason Berg, in second. Andy Fuller in third. Casey Tillman fourth. Bart Hector Jr. rounds out your top 5 here. A little checkup in the field behind Tillman. Green flag is out, though. Oh, man, that was a crazy restart. The floor of Hackathorn into the wall. And caution is out. Man, that was a horrible restart from 5th on back. I'm not sure what caused that, but something happened to Bart Hector Jr. that caused him to check up, and then once that green flag dropped, Kingsbury did not go and check everybody up. You see the 44 of Hackathorn gets loose, couldn't quite corral it, and he gets turned around. Man. I don't know what happened here. This is where it all starts here with Hector. And then, of course, Kingsbury trying to check up the field. It all kind of just went nuts behind these guys.
So definitely a tough break for Hackathorn and company there to have their season cut just a couple laps short. See if we can't dial up the 21 of Jason Berg. Jason Berg, Greg Runs, 3 Ride TV, got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, one last dance here at New Smyrna, and you kind of used patience, bided your time, and here you are with a chance to win with a couple laps to go in a shootout. What are you going to do for that 98 car?
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him. Matt's really good, especially on short runs. He's always been that way. I'm just going to have to try to time the restart and stay on his bumper. But if he gets a good jump on me, it's pretty much over because I can't really close in on him.
All right, so basically what you're saying is you're going to have to make the move right off the get. So we'll let you get ready to focus. But, Jason, you're a couple laps away from getting your championship trophy here. So congratulations on a great run, and we'll see if we're talking to you again here in minutes.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see what I can do. Hopefully, either way, it'll be exciting last couple laps.
It's Jason Berg, driver of the 21, and Justin, just a couple laps left in this one.
Yes, and he was talking about timing it out at the 98. It's seeming like Kingsbury likes to go a little later than usual. So he's trying to time it, or he's trying to get those guys to get off their game here with the restarts, where normally most guys, once the pace car pulls in, they're off. Doesn't want to quite give Berg that chance. Doesn't want to let him know when he's going to go. So it's going to be a 2-lap restart. Lights are still on. 4 laps to go. Should get the one to go this next time by. 2 laps, Greg, is what's going to decide who wins this race in the finale for the iRacing Northwest Tour.
Absolutely incredible that the final race of the year comes down to just 2 laps and 2 of the strongest cars in the field.
All right, so once again, top 5 going to be Mathew Kingsbury, Jason Berg, Andy Fuller, Casey Tillman, Bart Hector Jr. rounds out your top 5. Lights on the pace car are out, so we will be going racing with 2 laps to go. Kingsbury's been kind of shuffling up these restarts with Berg behind him. Will he do that again, or will restart on board here with the 21? Will the 98 restart like he has been, kind of holding everybody up? or will he go once that pace car goes down? He's kind of, I would have to assume, got that 21 a little bit confused on what he'll do. We'll see what happens here. Pace car is off, 2 laps to go. Kingsbury holds him up, gets on the gas. Green flag is out. Berg was not able to time it out well. Kingsbury off with the jump. And they all get checked up a little bit through 1 and 2. Andy Fuller almost got to the rear bumper. Berg right on the rear bumper. He's going to have one more shot. White flag is out here at New Smyrna. 1 lap to go here for the 2018-2019 Northwest Tour Championship here. Through 1 and 2. Berg can't quite get there. Berg going to try and get it down into 3 and 4, almost to the rear bumper. It's not going to be enough. Kingsbury's going to win the race. Jason Berg is going to be your champion here tonight.
An incredible effort there. Last-ditch effort by Jason Berg, but Mathew Kingsbury comes away with it. 2nd win of the year, and we mentioned it earlier, Justin, he bookmarked it. What a night for Matt Kingsbury.
Absolutely. Almost basically dominated this race here tonight. And Berg gave it one last shot there at the end. Wasn't quite enough. That 98, like you said, had the short run speed and the long run speed, really. That car, I don't think there was any beating here tonight.
No, that car was just so consistent throughout the whole night, as he had his work cut out for him in the early stages with Kingsbury or McKinney, but once he got around that 48 car, it was pretty much ball game.
How about Andy Fuller there, finishing out in 3rd? Good to see him with a top 3 to finish out this season.
Yeah, great run for Andy Fuller. And again, I think if he had been able to run the full season, I think he would have been able to make a lot more noise points-wise than he did. But he's able to end it with a podium. What a great way to end the year for Andy Fuller.
Absolutely, and I imagine he's going to be our first interview of the night, so we'll see if we can't pull him up as everybody got lined up for pictures. But everybody quickly left the grid, and it doesn't even seem like Berg's going to do any burnouts, nor is Kingsbury. So everything decided here tonight at New Smyrna. Mathew Kingsbury, your winner. Jason Berg, your champion. Of course, that was decided last week, but he'll get to celebrate it here tonight as it will become official.
So that wraps it up for the iRacing.com Northwest Tour, brought to you by Joe's Racing Products. The Joe's 200 finishes it out. And Justin, as we get ready to catch up with our top 3, what an incredible season that this was.
Absolutely. A lot of great racing here, especially on the short tracks. They always produce great racing, and it helps when you have actual short track drivers to drive the cars. So an amazing season, full of action, full of excitement, and I don't think you could have asked for anything better here.
An incredible year. Looks like we have got a couple of our guys in queue. So, Justin, let's talk to our 3rd place finisher, Andy Fuller. Andy Fuller, Greg Runtz, 3YTV. You got a copy?
I got you. You got me?
I've got you, man. We didn't get to see you all year like we wanted to, but man, you came back with a vengeance here tonight and a 3rd place. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I was really trying to save fuel. I wanted to have a little bit more fuel load when we had that competition yellow, just so that I could maybe when I filled up, maybe jump a few people. Didn't really work out, but I just kept saving my tires and stuff, and I was really happy with my pace there at the end.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a couple more laps of a green flag run, you might have been able to get up there and compete with Kingsbury and Berg, but man, you did a great job all night long, kind of biding your time, making your moves the right way, and you ended with a podium to maybe build some momentum going into next year.
Yeah, I managed that second at Watkins Glen, but this is like a win for me. This was really, really fun. I'm really happy with this result.
All right, well, we'll let you go celebrate, but before you do, last chance of the year to give some shout-outs. Who do you want to give a shout-out to?
I want to give a shout-out to BJ, he recommended this series to me, and man, it's been an absolute blast. This is the perfect way to end it, and I've had way more fun than even I thought that I would.
All right, we'll let you go celebrate. Thanks for your support of the series all year, and great to see you close it out with a podium. Andy Fuller, ladies and gentlemen, third place. And Justin, I believe you may have caught up with the second place, Jason Berg.
Yes, sir. Jason Berg through YTV. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, we'll talk to you before that restart. And it seemed like Kingsbury was kind of changing up how the leader does restarts, and you gave him one last shot there on that last lap through 3 and 4. Just wasn't quite enough, but that 98 was definitely strong here tonight, and close out the season with a second.
Yeah, I was kind of a team to change it up a little bit, and I tried to base it off the last 2 or 3 that I was behind him, and he changed up just enough to where it got me, and he got a good enough jump. I think if I would have been, maybe like a car length or 2 off the restart there instead of as far back as I was, I might have been able to give him the old chrome horn and knock him out of the way a little bit. But he drove a really good race. Matt's always been super, super fast. Whenever he shows up, he's one of the guys to beat. So congrats to him.
Yes, sir. Well, congrats are in order to you as well. Officially, the 2018-2019 iRacing Northwest Tour champion. So congratulations on that. Maybe just kind of look through the whole season. Basically, domination for you. Won a good number of races and really up at the top 5 every time we looked.
Yeah, that was my goal pretty much. I just wanted to finish well in every race, try to stay in the top 5, top 10. It definitely got harder as the season went on because everybody got so much faster. So the intensity definitely picks up and you could feel it. So the wins were getting harder and harder to come by, that's for sure. So I'm just happy to finish it out strong.
Absolutely. Well, before we let you celebrate this championship here tonight, I want to give you a chance to shout out your sponsors and everybody else who made this championship season possible for you on that car.
First off, definitely I say thank you to BJ, Seth. They put a ton of work into making this league happen. Joe's Racing Products for sponsoring it. You guys, 3YTV, it's really cool. You guys do a great job with the broadcast. G-Force Aerial Media, they are the primary sponsor you see on the hood of the iRacing car. They're also going to be with me at Apple Cup. So if you guys need any aerial photography, check them out, gforceaerialmedia.com. You can find them on Facebook too. And other than that, yeah, it's been a really fun season. I look forward to the next one.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, that's Jason Berg. Comes home second here tonight, but comes home also with the championship. Congratulations, Jason.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
All right, Greg. Now we catch up with the winner here tonight.
Matt Kingsbury, Greg Runs 3YTV. Got a copy?
I do.
Well, this time we'll be able to chat with you for a little bit longer. As you're in victory lane tonight, you bookend the year. You win the season opener, you win the season finale. Definitely would have liked to have you all year long, but I know some issues came up with that, so definitely tough that we didn't get you all year long. But man, when you did, you were fast, and you were fast tonight. Tell us about that run.
Yeah, just knew my track position was good at the beginning, but Travis was he was tough. Didn't know if I'd really be able to get by him with the way they shifted the restarts to the single file, and I just had to keep working on him and try to save my right rear that whole 150 laps or so for the finish, and just it worked out. I run on him, I was able to clear him. Once I got by him, I actually thought it's hard to pass here, so if I could get out in front of him, then I might be able to hang on to the end. But it all worked out. Most of the races I ran this season, it felt like it didn't, so I'm happy to bookend it this year.
Yeah, and definitely am looking forward to having you back next year. Tell us a little bit about what you got planned for the off season here for this. Are you going to keep going other series on iRacing, or what's your plans?
Well, I'm in the middle in the as far as this stuff, I'm not quite sure yet. This works out good with my schedule. I guess most of the time I did miss a few because of that, but generally this time frame works well. So if I could find another series like this, I'd probably run some more. But I'm actually building a track car for a road course under our way, so that may be what I'm doing this summer.
All right, well, we'll let you get ready and celebrate your win. But before we do, last chance, do you want to give any shout-outs to anybody here tonight?
Yeah, great competition in this league. Seth and BJ for all the work they put in and made it a great series to run and a lot of fun. And then obviously all the work you guys put into this made it great. So looking forward to next year.
All right, we'll let you go celebrate your win. Mathew Kingsbury, second win of the year. He won the season opener, won the season ender. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that was your winner, Matt Kingsbury. And as you see, we're going to go down the race results here. He was the winner here tonight. Jason Berg comes home one spot shy of clinching both the race and the championship, but overall a strong race and a strong season for that 21 driver. Andy Fuller comes home in the third position, Casey Tillman in fourth, and Bart Hector Jr. rounds out your top five. Seth Fraser comes home in sixth, Christopher Heim in seventh, Travis McKinney eighth, Brad Morrison in ninth, and James Paulson rounds out your top 10. BJ Tidrick going to come home in 11th here tonight. Brian Lambert in 12th. Jade Williams 13th. Jane Quinn 14th. And Adam Holm in 15th. You have Matt Hackthorne in 16th. Brent Holloway 17th. Josh Robinson in 18th. Chris Morang in 19th. He had quite the eventful night there in that 4-car, as well as Daniel Masters, who comes home in 20th. And then Sean Brightsman, not a great night here tonight. Didn't quite make it all the way to the end, but a great season for that 46 driver. Bruce Weaver comes home 22nd here tonight. Sean Yon in 23rd. Trace Thompson in 24th. And Brian Payne rounds up the field in 25th here tonight. Well, Greg, we mentioned it was a great season and a lot of amazing racing. And I guess it's safe to say that the best car wins the championship here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. Jason Berg, a dominating season, and no surprise he was up in the mix at the very end of that one, but what a dominating season Jason Berg had this year. Just incredible runs all year long. I think he only had one DNF all year, maybe two, maybe not even that. So Jason Berg was just a model of consistency all season long, and he is rewarded with his second straight Northwest Tour championship.
Absolutely. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight and this season. I want to thank you all for watching here tonight. Before we go, I do want to thank our title sponsor here, Joe's Racing Products, for both the series sponsor and the sponsor here for tonight's race. If you don't know about Joe's Racing Products is a manufacturing company that has produced innovative and quality products for the racing industry for more than 28 years. And they were established in a small garage in 1989, and Joe's has grown into a company now to a staff of over 45 employees in a 25,000 square foot facility that is full of state-of-the-art CNC machinery, along with several full-time welders. So we thank you, Joe's Racing Products, for, again, both the title sponsor of the series and the race here tonight. So for Carlos Costa and Greg Rentz, I'm Justin Kolb. We thank you for watching here tonight, this season. Wish you the best here tonight, and we'll see you again, most likely, when the season starts up in a few months. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a great night.